Well, hello, Tube. This morning, so will be another one this afternoon, or this night, this evening. We have One for the Pot by Louis L'Amour, or I like to call it Banger for the Pot because it's another banger. And as always, affiliate link to bookshop.org down below, where if you want to go buy this book that's just full of bangers, I have an affiliate link where if you use the affiliate link to buy this book or any other books, I get a small commission. You get an awesome book and no extra cost to yourself. Let me get rid of that. Okay, I can't get rid of that because I'm recording. There's a baseball game going on down the street, so you'll be hearing the tings, tings, tings of bats. So, by the way, the same park where a kid blew off his hand last year, about this time last year. Um, so one for the pot. Um, Banger. So this woman decides she's going to leave her husband. She's just no good for the Western life, and she comes up upon this this house. I guess maybe travelers use, and there's an old man there, and essentially he talks her into going back, pretty much, right? He needs you. You had his back. If it wasn't for you, he'd already be ran out. Um, which kind of made it sound like he knew. Well, I guess he did know. But anyway, she goes back. Um, he's not very happy. She finds out that I think they were called the Millers. Like, what's their name? Hired a gun to kill him, run him off the homestead. Land is precious, and we don't need to be holding that, do we? And so he's worried about that, and she's like, "Well, show me how you use the gun," and she shows him. And the next day, he goes off to work, and this old man shows up at their house, and she's she's talking to him and such, and um, this old man showed her how to make coffee, and she's been nice. He's been nice to her and everything, right? So she gave him she gave him a bunch of the daily bakings that she did, and sent him on his way, and he was grateful for it. And so when her husband came back, he was like, "Who was here?" And she was like, "Nobody." And he's like, "You can't be letting anybody here because we can't trust them. We don't know what these guys are. We don't know if these guys will um, what they'll try." And so she's like, "All right, whatever." And the next day, he goes, takes off again, and this old man comes again. He gets in the house, and she's not liking it because um, he was she was told not to let them in, and and so her husband came home. It was like coming down the road, all getting shot at. He's all bloodied up. He's like, they're coming, and he comes in. He's like, oh, he recognizes the hired gun. It was the old man all along, and he's like, well, you got me, And he's like, I do got you. The old man gets up, goes to the door, and confronts the Miller boys and says, you know what? This dude, he's a good dude. He ain't yeller like you guys. He can take care of his own fights. He doesn't need to hire people to take care of his fights. And he shuts down the, I guess, the assassination attempt. So that was One for the Pot. I thought it was a really good story. I enjoyed it a lot. Let me know down below. Have you read One for the Pot? What I get right, what I get wrong. Have you gotten this book yet? Hope you did, because it is a banger. That's it for this one, peeps. Cheers.